A little loud in the ears, but that's fine. Easily to adjust. Okay. That's a little high, but easy to adjust. There we go. Good. And do we have volume? We do indeed. Awesome. So I'll give it a minute so it stops with the feedback loop. Alright. So, hello people of the internet. It is I, Soul Rack Dragon here, back with more Fate Grand Order, where a new event has started as CCC has ended. I did all my challenges, and they should be going up on my YouTube channel over the next couple of days. But that's for past me, or some form of me to worry about. Present me has an event to do. Really start. And no better way to start the event than to read the news. Login rewards. Login, which it's part of the whole thing I'll read off eventually. Yeah. So, we'll start off with the news here first. Quite a few portions. So an ongoing campaign, main story quest completion campaign. Main part 1 are core AP, part 2 are half AP. Nothing really much, they do this every once in a while. Next bit of news is the Chaldea Boys Collection 2021 Pickup Summon Daily. This one is the Moriarty, or Archer of Shinjuku if you've not done Shinjuku or been spoiled, I suppose. But yes, he is on rate up here. Fairly decent archer, and I do believe there's also some CEs on rate up as well. Indeed there are. These have benefits in the current event going on. The Dante Files, the Case of the True Mastermind, is the first one. Quick effectiveness by 10, crit by 10, MP gain by 15, and Hermit Cocktail Shaker by 1 increase for the event. So that is Dante's, Amakusa, Sherlock, and possibly Jean d'Arc Alter Santa Lily Lancer? Possibly. Can't really think of who else that would be. Next is Dance with the Round Table. Increase the Star Gather by 400%, MP gain by 20%, and the Hermit Cocktail Shaker by 1. This one has the various Knights of the Round featured on the CE, including Proto, probably. And then the 3-star, which is the one I'm most likely to get, Cunning Foresight. Apply a sure hit and increase NP gain by 15% for yourself, and the Tricky Cloth by 1. This one features, what's his name? Lan Ling. There we go. Lan Ling, and I'm probably gonna mispronounce it. Zhang Shu? Oh, I guess there's another CE? More. There's more. How many are on the banner? There's a lot on the banner. Okay. Lots of CEs to go over then. So next is Glorious Cherry Blossoms. That is Sakamoto and Izo, if my memory serves. Art effectiveness by 10, crit strength by 8, and Tricky Cloth drop by 1. 4 currencies during this event, or more. Okay, it's just 4, thank God. Next is Teacher and Me, featuring Chiron and Achilles. This one is increased quick by 8, arts by 8, NP strength by 5. This one is also another one of the Tricky Cloths. 3-star Trojan Bar, featuring Hector, possibly Moriarty there, and Columbus. Columbus looks good when he's not in his crazy face mode. Hey, Wobbuffet, welcome to the stream. How he thinks, and no, Moriarty is not one I have. Also, this one has another drop. Spider Web Coaster. Lovely. But, MP gauge by 1 each turn, MP strength by 5 for yourself. Next is Under the Knife, featuring Sigurd and maybe Enkidu? Maybe? That's not Moriarty there? I don't know who that seated gentleman is off the top of my head then. Yagyu. Possibly Yagyu. So, Under the Knife, apply evade and increase crit strength by 5%. Angel's Breath. Good lord, how many are there? So that one is HP by 5%, NP gain by 5%. That is definitely a Stolfo there. The one on the left, I'm guessing, is probably Sieg. Oh, right! Him, I forgot about the Assassin of Shinjuku. I always forget about him. He's a shapeshifter, so you know. I can't identify who the one on the right is, though, in this one. I just can't. Vampire Masquerade Ball. C-Star by 1, C-Star drop by 10. What's his name? Amadeus. And maybe Salieri. It makes sense, I suppose. And that's all the CEs. Good lord, there's a ton of them. And all male limited servants are also on Raid Up. Well, not all of them, but most of them are. Most male servants are on Raid Up now. Just various normal Phantasm stuff. So, next one, because good lord, that took a while to go through. The event itself. An old spider spins webs of memory. Solarian Amadeus. There we go. At least once in their lifetime, a person reflects back on all that might have been. Or more than once. I do it more than once. In the late 19th century, in a city somewhere in Europe, 3 groups struggle intermittently for dominance. The delicate balance of their deadlock maintains peace in the city, but the arrival of 3 mages, all seeking a most precious treasure, threatens to upend everything. This is the story of one whose regrets haunt him to this day. What careless mistake does he speak of? What plunged him into a world of remorse and self-reclamation? So, Old Spider Spins Web of Memory is here today. A forced race shift takes you to the 19th century, where gentleman criminal James Moriarty at your side sees the end of the story engraved with regret. Appears on the terminal main quest with new sections on a daily schedule. Your device's volume settings may be applied for certain sound effects within the event, making them louder than intended. Lovely. Look for a CE with Amakusa. I saw that. I saw the Amakusa CE. I did. Hang on. Moriarty does... Oh, how to play... Oh, no, I thought how to play. I thought, you know, it was saying something with regards to, like, there's a choose your own path, but I guess not. There is a new Spiriton dress key for Moriarty, which gets him the Swick-looking skin he's got in this second image over here. The various main quests open up daily. We should have access to almost all of them at this point. Only one of them is missing, but that'll be on Friday's stream. All male servants given an extra 50% attack bonus. Orion, Enkidu, Chinchi, Hong, Chevalier, and Astolfo will be eligible. Again, I definitely think of the Orion servant we have more as Artemis, but, you know. Some limited craft essences. I already went over those. Item exchange. We'll go over those as we go. Spiriton dress key. Noble Phantom dress version. And he has a rank up quest. The End of Spider's Web skill is strengthened. Change to usable only when there are 10 stars, and it applies evil to all allies, excluding yourself. So, Moriarty can turn even the precious Mashu evil. But, yeah, I did see that the arcade has gotten Jerusalem rather than Camelot. And yeah, so I'm guessing you're talking about... I went to the wrong tab. Hang on. That'd be this one. I'm guessing you're talking about this first CE. Is that Amakusa's new Spiriton dress that he got in JP? Because I know he got one. I haven't looked at it too much. Campaign Chaldea Boys Collection 2021. Log in during the campaign to receive the special invitation, which can be exchanged for one of the Chaldea Boys Collection 2021 limited craft essences. You have to complete the Singularity F. It is in your gift box, and you can choose any of the following. It is recommended you choose a 5-star. In addition, limited time login bonus of Mysterious Glass every day. The campaign will reveal the stream of a certain servant. Be aware of Mystery Glass distribution period from different campaigns. All masters are eligible, except if you haven't cleared Section 3, Part 1. But it does get you the command code Coffin of the Fall. Remove 1 debuff immune from one enemy when attacking with the engraved card, and increase the engraved card's critical strength against good enemies by 20%. Very interesting. Probably very niche, though. Probably very, very niche. Oh, I guess we also been getting, Oh, the glasses can be exchanged for tickets. Gotcha. I was confused why they were next to each other. Okay. Interesting. Beyond that, there is a wallpaper and screensaver if you go to this special site URL. And new item in the Rare Prism shop. You can get the 2020 invitation for the 2020 things. Alright, and one more bit. It's just about the newspaper, or about the wallpaper thing. So there are various wallpapers. Oh wow, it actually gives the names of everybody involved. Except for poor Janta. Poor Janta Lily. And I did call Proto-Arthur there. Prince of Lonling, Ryoma, Izo, Ryder, Hector, Li Shouwen. You were right, Wobvet. You were right. Assassin of Shinjuku and Sigurd. Ah, Sanson! Sanson. Well. Okay. Silurian Mozart. Okay. So I was almost right on everybody. Almost. Whew, that was a lot to read. I need a quick drink. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, not gonna lie. Let us claim the master missions here real quick. Just to get those out of the way. Oh, did you get Moriarty, Wobbuffet? If so, congrats, 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 congrats. Some chains and various other things. The 5 rare prisms for getting BB a second time. So consecutive logins. I should have cleaned those before. And then the stuff with this update. 4 Apollo Quartz. 3 mysterious glasses thus far. And the special invitation. Alright. So we're gonna go to the shop now. And actually... Well, I'm gonna show this first. So, everything except for the pieces has been cleared. I'm not gonna even bother, so... More QP, please. There we go. And let us now obtain... Hang on. Moriarty, I can't...
私の店に何か用かな。ナポレオンの石膏彫像とかどうかね。どれか一つは大当たりさね。
Are you done, Moriarty? I didn't need to hear your life story there. What do you say about we have a person who knows where the original Holy Grail is? I haven't actually looked too much into them, to the Jerusalem Singularity that Arcade has gotten. I meant to, but I haven't because I'm a lazy bum. And busy as well, I suppose, but it is interesting, I suppose, if they do know where it is. What is the name of the servant exactly? Alright, so we have the special invitation, Craft Essence. I think that I am going to go with the Dante Files one, just because it is one of the 2 5-star CEs, and I'm likely to get the 3 stars from Friend Point Summons, you know, because I will be doing some of that. The 4 stars, it's gonna be a shame not to get them, but all well. But between the Knights of the Round and then this one, I'm gonna go with this one. Just because it seems like more interesting. It seems more dramatic, I suppose. We're gonna be taking the Dante Files, the Case of the True Mastermind. So that is now in my present box. And we can get some tickets. Only 3 thus far, but that's fine. Alright. And we'll claim it. Because I do like the look of this as well. He's a member of the Templars, and in their story, they know the location of the Grail. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Plus, you know, the effect of this one I think is a little bit better. The quick effectiveness, it's pretty snappy. This may be a cliche line, but I'll say it. You are the culprit. Alongside the great detective from overseas, Detective Dante faces his greatest case yet. What is the identity of the true mastermind, the Masked Man? And why does the girl weep? Part 3 of the Dante Files, The Masked Man, thus concludes the series' adventure. Will the story reach its grand conclusion? Alright. So actually, I got 3 tickets so far from the event. From Chaldea Boys Collection. But I am not doing it because I do not want Vlad. So who is going to be on Friday? Because that's what I'm going to do this next. That's what I'm next going to be streaming Fate, is Friday. So Friday is going to be the 12th? That'll be Assassin Li Xuan. That is Amakusa's outfit. He's the thief in the event. Oh wait, I was going to do some friend spin, see if I can get the 3-star CEs real quick. So Amakusa has become a Phantom Thief. And I only say Phantom Thief because I know that's the angle they're going for, since apparently Nash had made mention at the beginning of February, I want to say, about some sort of calling card in the Master Mission screen. And they often use MASH to, you know, foreshadow future events and stuff. So that's why I know it is what it is, but come on, game. I want at least one of the new CEs here real quick. At least one, and then we will move on to the event proper. Excuse me. Plus, I need to burn out all the bad luck that I've been just hoarding up there since I didn't get Protea. Sniff, sniff, weep, weep, cry, cry, sad, sad. You're going for NP2 Solari. Nice. He's a rare one. Solari is a rare one, so, you know, I wish you luck on that. Matter of fact, I do so wish you luck on that. Hey, there we go. Hey, we got the one with Sigurd. I will take it. Hey, J6, welcome, welcome. Hobby things, hobby things. Should anything bother you, don't hesitate to let us know. After all, you are a precious patient. 2 capable medical doctors began working in the hospital's emergency room. Their keen diagnostic skills and astounding skill have saved many lives. Some months later, the hospital earned the curious title of the most desirable hospital for repeat visits. Okay, bye, Wobbuffet. Oh, sorry. I just saw you said my mad Moriarty. It's like, okay, interesting that you're calling Moriarty Mad Lad, but okay. But you're going for NP2 Moriarty. Interesting. Also, I definitely need to burn away some craft essences, otherwise it's not going to let me play the event. And I definitely need to work out my craft essence storage later. It's just so long. It's going to take me so long to troll through all of my vast quantities of craft essences and figure things out. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that time. I am not looking forward to having to crawl through my second archive, documenting each and every CE in there that I have MLB, so that I can get rid of the ones in my base inventory. Sorry, I'm a little bit scrambled. I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit scrambled. I am tired from work. I've got a 3-hour test later tonight. You know, so my brain is just a little bit everywhere right now, you know? Plus, I was talking to you, then J6 popped in, and he said goodbye, and I was still in the talking to you mode of things, so it's like my brain sort of split down the seams. Ugh. Sure. There we go. Okay. My max K-scope is almost fully maxed, which is nice. Very nice. Servants. We did get some spare servants there. Let's get rid of them. We do not need any spare servants, game. I thank you for the fodder, but they are not necessary. There we go. Bye-bye. Alright. And then I do have some things. You need to go soon, finish your Genshin stuff, and do some FGO, then off to bed. I'm glad to hear you're taking sleep responsibly, Wobbuffet. I am very happy to hear that. I need to store some of my embers here real quick. Sort by class. Why is it by acquisition? Because I do storify the embers. Can I filter? Okay, so cancel all not selected experience. There we go. That should make things, there we go. Okay, that makes things a lot easier to find. Because I'm never going to store any, well, I can't say never, because I am eventually, if I ever do get She Who Shall Not Be Named, she will be stored, but, yes, I did, Deontay. I have been logging in to get the tickets. I've gotten 3 thus far. Also, welcome, welcome, hobby things, hobby things. A lot of embers here. Okay. I don't think there's anything else off the top of my skill. Wait! Support! I forgot to set up my support for this. Mainly because I didn't have any CEs, but now I have 2. 2's plenty. It's more gonna be about all the DACA that I can put out, you know? There's no guide on Kscopedia. That's unusual. Okay, I guess just whoever. So, support. Event support here. Let's start with our sabers. Go with Sigurd. And Sigurd, you get to have the CE that features you. Archer, Gil, that works. I guess throw Sumo? Probably work just fine. Lancer, we'll throw Enkidu on. And he can have the Dante files, sure. Right. You know what? Iskandar, why not? You're a bro, and bro should be bros. So Iskandar, you get to be in the rider slot. Aerial drive, I think. I think Merlin's fine for this. We will throw upon him a lunchtime. This one is going to be Waver. Waver. Why is level at the... There we go, that's better. So Waver here, he can get tea time or whatever it is. There we go. The hobby things, Deontay, hobby things. King Hassan will, of course, be in the assassin slot. As for his CE... What CE for King Hassan? Could be 1. You know what? Sure. Conquering the Great Sea of Stars. That's a decent one. That is a decent one. 8 tickets and whatever quartz for Kama. Oh yeah. I'm probably gonna have to tap into my quartz, or into my future me quartz reserves a little early for Kama, but I'm fine with that. Okay, Berserker. You know what? Let's throw Lancelot in there for now. I might swap him out for Sparty, I'm not sure. And Lancelot, Saberlot to be specific, is quick. Take Holy Maiden's teachings. And this will have Dante's, who gets 3 anglers. Sure, this works well enough, I feel. I feel like this will work just as fine. Alright. Get another quick drink, because my mouth is incredibly dry. But I wish you luck for Kama, for I am going to be rolling for her too, Deante. I too will be rolling for the Kama. And I hope she chooses to grace me with her presence. Also, I feel like we might be getting a dead week here. Just because the Moriarty event only lasts until Sunday, but his pickup banner lasts until the 21st. So I wonder if there's time for a dead week in there. Section 1, A Little City's Tiny War. We'll take the guess. It is probably Moriarty. And then let us clear parties. Actually, at this point. Right. Can't give them that. Gil. Merlin gets... If I can find it... By the way, you might have already said, Deante, but what did you use for the Protea fight, out of curiosity? What was your servant of choice? And then fragments. Clear that. Clear that. Melt. Switch Mashu back to her normal mode. There we go. And lunchtime. For that bond. That sweet, sweet bonding. Okay, this will work. Let's not yet go. Okay, yes, this is fine. See, let's go to the event. That's a catchy tune. Also, I completely forgot about the event CEs. Whoopsie. Oh well. Everyone has regrets. If it only could have been like this. If only I'd thought that. Nobody makes it through life without having such thoughts at least once. Given that failure is an inevitable part of life, there is no sense dwelling on it. But of course, dwell we do, don't we? Yours truly is no exception. So for today, I would like you to spin a story of regret. It's all well and good to have regrets, but if you try to rid yourself of them, there will be hell to pay like you cannot even begin to fathom. That's the sort of chemical fable I have in mind for us today. Ah, this does bring back memories, doesn't it, Master? That's right, it's me, James Moriarty, everyone's favorite old man from an alternate dimension. Huh? You want me to take this more seriously? Alright, if you insist. My name is James Moriarty. I'm also known variously as the Napoleon of crime and the Old Spider. And now I'm your servant. So now that that's out of the way, you are officially invited on a fun little pleasure trip. Don't worry, the risk of you losing your life is almost completely negligible. Just sit back and relax and enjoy the stroll down Regret Lane. Ha 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 ha. Oh, Moriarty. Wow, 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 wow. Sieg! I missed parts, I feel. Diarmund. Alexander. Yon King. Prince of Lonling. Okada Izo. Vlad the Third. And James Moriarty. And I was looking away so I didn't see if there was any more in the first. So let me pay attention to the playback here real quick. Oh, James Moriarty was the first one. Okay, So I just missed Moriarty. That's fine. Did I just get forcefully race shifted yet again? At least we're in a classy bar, It's a very classy looking bar. Good morning. Not so loud. Oh, I do beg your pardon. Hello and good day. I'm glad to see you in good health, soul. I can see, though, that you are wondering where you are. I'll come right to the point, then. We are lost in the race shift, you and I. We have no way to ask for help, nor any means to receive it. That is to say, we are now on a stealth mission, and all weapons and equipment must be procured on site. Indeed, we now face the same harsh circumstances as an MI6 covert operative. I've heard of wholesale delegation, but this is ridiculous. Don't worry not, Master. I know this world, and I recognize this time period in which we find ourselves. In fact, I believe that is why I'm the one who is here with you. So we're here because of you, Professor. Well, I suppose you could say that. Alright, allow me to explain. We are currently in a mansion found in a certain European city. It is the late 19th century, though without a newspaper I cannot be certain of the date. Our cover story is that you and I are bartenders employed at this mansion. Are you with me so far? The JP one is better animated. Well, I mean, they do have 2 more years to go on us, But I do look forward to it. The JP one does seem fairly interesting, and I do like that apparently Voyager is on the second rate-up, because that means I'll have 2 chances, at the very least, to getting him. Because I want all the Foreigner servants. All the Foreigners. Maybe even all the Alter Egos. I think I've got all the Alter Egos currently out there at the moment. My brain is just trying to fathom that Alter Ego. Just to see if my brain parsecs properly. Oh, no, wait, nope. I'm missing Sitanai. That's right. Sitanai did not come home. So I don't have all the Alter Egos, but I have all the Foreigners. All 2 of them at the moment. So, these outfits. So am I wearing a snazzy outfit too? And may I say, this suits us rather well. Now then, here is the problem we face. On second thought, perhaps it would be better if you see for yourself. Let's leave the bar for the moment and take a stroll around the mansion itself. Oh, and as a rule of thumb, I would strongly advise you keep your voice low and not speak to anyone. At least for now. Yeah, I do like that they put some effort into, White Day, I guess would be the best way to put it. Because I feel like I've not played a lot of gacha games, to be honest. FGO is pretty much the main gacha. I've dipped my toes into the likes of Danmachi. I very briefly tried Arknights and Epic 7. Yeah, Voyager is a foreigner, so that's why I'm glad he's got a second rate up. But I've dipped my toes in them, but I don't know their event sort of schedule. I don't know if other gacha games really do anything for White Day, So the fact that FGO puts some effort into it, it's pretty cool. And I kind of feel others probably don't, just because a lot of other gacha games are just waifu bait. Thinking about it in my head out loud makes me think that there's probably a lack of White Day events in other gacha games. Fancy. Yes, this mansion's owner is something of a local legend. He effectively runs this entire city. And just look around, he must be at the center of any number of deplorably immoral and, dare I say, criminal acts to afford such luxury. Hey now, Mr. Moriarty. I can't speak for my ancestors, but I certainly have no recollection of being involved in anything of that sort. Sieg! Interesting. Sieg, you don't have ancestors. You're a homunculus, Sieg. Ha! Forgive me, I was just having a bit of fun. So this is our employer, Sieg. And reflector crashed. At least it was just reflector, not the whole stream, like often happens. Yeah. Let me re-enter the code real quick. Or don't even need me to re-enter the code. Okay. And realignment. Drag and drop. Are we good? And it's gonna be like a minute before I know if I'm good or not, so I'll take that minute to drink to my health. A little bit too high and a little bit too small. I want to cover alert box. There we go. This should be good. So, nice to meet you, soul. I'm afraid you won't have much time to get your feet wet. Things are about to get very busy around here. Make sure that you treat all of our guests with respect they deserve. Whatever you do, do not speak to them as though you are on friendly or familiar terms. As long as you remember that, you're free to handle your responsibilities however you see fit. Oh, Mr. Moriarty, I'm counting on you to take care of that matter we discussed earlier. Now you've met our employer. Yeah, what's he doing here? That will become clear once you see the guests we are about to meet. At peril of sounding like a broken record, do try to contain your surprise. It's the various other servants, isn't it? Well. I'm surprised to see a thug like you here, seeing how the only thing you're good for is guzzling cheap booze. It breaks my heart to see Lord Sieg disgrace himself with his poor choice of company. I'm sorry, did you say something, old-timer? I could barely hear you over the sound of your bones creaking. If there is anyone who doesn't deserve to be at this region, it's the worthless fossil who can't even set his foot on a damn boat. Whoa, easy there, fellas. Sieg invited us all here, remember? So who cares about disgrace or worth? The important thing is we all have the same qualifications to be here. Besides, none of us is ready now. They haven't even gotten here yet, right? Here comes the hyena. Oh, a hyena, huh? I like that. They're the ones who always come out on top, seeing as they thrive off of dead meat. Well, no matter. We still have some time until the auction. If I were you, young king and Izo, I'd think long and hard about what I would do with my life between now and the auction starting. Right on, thanks for the tip. Funny, I was about to tell you the same thing. But then again, I guess there isn't much point in you thinking about what you want to do with your life. At your age, all you got left is to pick out some burial site. Mobsters. Oops, hang on. Wait, that's just the skip button. Wait, and it's still a little bit high up. This is what I think this is. Very astute, soul. Yes, I believe it's exactly as you suspect. Perhaps you remember what happened during a similar incident not so long ago. A mysterious sorts of the Kogetsuken. Yes? Oh, I love that event! Give us a sequel! Please! Back then, I believe your brain substituted figures you are familiar with for those of whom you've never met, so as to avoid overwhelming you with new visual information. This time, the new figures may share their names with the ones you know, but in all respects, it is the same phenomena at work. What do we look like to you then, Moriarty? Ah yes, unfortunately they appear to be the same servants to me as well. But there are some extenuating circumstances that give me a bit more insight into their true identities. Simply put, these three gentlemen are gang leaders. Diamond may not look the part, but I trust you can see it. Sort of see it with the other two, no? Yeah! Yep, I will definitely be able to get the command code. I have not missed a login day. For quite a while, actually. It's been a long, long while since I've missed a daily login. I actually don't know what my streak is. I gotta check that now that you've mentioned that. As for Diamond, I imagine he was chosen because his looks and attributes are similar to those of the man he's standing in for. After all, his dapper looks have apparently made him quite the talk of the town as of late. They don't get along at all. Indeed not. Diamond's group has been based in this area for many years now, a gang with a long tradition. They have their hands in every single one of the city's dark dealings and secrets, but they're also considered a pillar of the community. Well, that's good. Then about 20 years ago, Yon King's gang came along and paid to that peaceful state of affairs. As soon as they came into the city, they were very aggressive about taking on whatever dirty work they could find, including the type of jobs Yerma's gang had long refused to even touch. Naturally, this led to turf war after turf war, with both sides gunning for each other around the city. The state of affairs continued for several years until about 3 years ago when both sides decided to put an end to these killings and came to terms. That was when Azo's gang of longshore workers came along and complicated things further. Now all three of these gangs are at a stalemate, ever at odds with one another. Oh, you seem puzzled by something? Well, I suppose I can't blame you. Yeah, why did the weakest one just get wiped? Indeed, eliminating the weakest opposition is a classic for a reason. But in this case, each of the three gangs has something unique keeping them safe, even as it holds them back. Ew. Diamond's group has numbers on their side, and they're also the ones most entrenched in the city. But in this case, that strength is also a weakness. As long as he remains here, Diamond needs to keep up the image of a chivalrous man about town. That makes his group old and staid, unable to make the bold moves necessary to remove the others. Whereas Young King's group is the newcomer that arrived in the city long after the status quo had been established. The people of the city are highly unlikely to ever trust them, but in turn that gives them the freedom to do whatever they want. As the city was never theirs, they feel no obligation to restrain themselves on its behalf. Okay. And finally we have Izo's gang. They have the fewest numbers, but they also control the docks. And since the city's industry depends on those docks, the other gangs can't do much to hurt them. Do you follow me so far? Yeah, it's fairly easy to follow. Also, I love this beat. This is a nice beat. Good, because it only gets more complicated from here. Now then, I think we had best adjourn to the lecture now in favor of doing our job for a bit. We're bartenders, aren't we? On another note, we've got wyverns. And that came from... That was the second most popular line in the things I've always wanted to say portion of the servant census. Oh, there's a servant census. That's awesome. What is the most popular? Demetri put it together herself. In a strange twist of fate, it seems there are wyverns running, or rather flying around in this time period. The little devils apparently like to sneak into this mansion, so Zeke has entrusted us with keeping them out. This is a little strange. Well, I do have an inkling or two as how this state of affairs came to be, but for the moment, I think we had best focus on the wyverns at hand. Alright, Master, I'm counting on you for backup. I must say, I do like Moriarty's new costume outfit. He looks very suave and sophisticated. Much like a gentleman thief would. His other outfit is a little bit too... What's the word for it? These aren't wyverns! Moriarty, you lied to me. These are not wyverns. Okay, I was wondering if it would actually lock me out of that. And it does. Excuse me. Does. Let's go to see his NP in this new mode, too. Should be fun. Good, get enough stars. So let's do this. And this. Also, what's the other buff that they got? Dirty. They have the dirty buff. Alright, Moriarty, let's see what you look like in this mode. So it's not too different. I kind of wish they had changed his coffin gun to be a little bit more smooth and sophisticated looking, you know? Oh well. Good morning, tigers. Page of Rage, your cat is cuddling with you. That is awesome. Oh, I miss that. I really do miss that sensation. But how you be doing, Destructive? How you be doing? Yeah, how are those wyverns? Indeed, it seems matters are even stranger than I expected. Regardless, it does seem the part about them invading this mansion were true. And it would certainly make things worse to have demonic beasts causing trouble now, where the games are already at odds with one another. Good grief, all this in itself hasn't even begun. And what hasn't begun? The answer to that, we'll have to wait. Why, you ask? Hold on, let me just put my disguise here. Because the time is not yet right. Moriarty, that's just a little bit weird that you have a Sherlock disguise just on hand and ready to go. End of story. A lot of trouble with still a little payoff. I'd say it was well worth it just to see you roll your eyes like that, Master. Incidentally, that line took 3rd place in the aforementioned servant census, which once again was put together by Da Vinci herself. Boy, that one really grinds my gears. I really do want to know what the first thing in the census is. What is the one line most servants want to say? Alright, so we have multiple sections opened up here. I was gonna do something, though. What was I about to do first? I can't remember. I was gonna do something. Check how many days I've got logged in. What is my streak? Some smooth jazz. We're at 120 days. Nice. You know, I really do feel like they intended to let you switch around what your command spells can do. Because why else would they let you click on this and scroll through these? There has to... I mean, maybe they just can't think. One thing I could think of, but it might be broken, is you could use a seal to completely get rid of cooldown on a servant's skills, I suppose. But, again, that might be a little broken. Alright. The Triangle Gang is first. Let me check here. So section 2 has primarily the handkerchiefs. From the second part of this, at least. It's the bronze. Boy, give me more booze. Me too. Come on, hurry it up. Be right with you. Our bartenders. I see you, Lard. Just as disgraceful as ever. Oi, what'd you just say? Keep your goddamn mouth shut if you know what's good for you, Gramps. Alright, gentlemen, that's quite enough of that. Let me remind you that as my employer you would be inconveniencing if you fought here. And that would certainly not be any of your advantages. At least in my humble opinion. Fine, whatever. You got a lot of nerve talking to me like that, bartender. Just go to show nobody respects you lot. It's wonderful to see you all enjoying yourselves, but I must warn you, even I cannot guarantee a happy result should you engage in fisticuffs here. Ugh. Alcohol really is dangerous stuff, isn't it? Perhaps we should simply close the bar down, or at least ban them from the premises.
Good thinking. In fact, I was just about to ask you to do that myself. Even guys like that should be able to control themselves as long as they stay away from alcohol. So from now on, I'd like you to limit the bar to myself, the different organizations' leaders. And the money will be showing up soon.
You got it, boss. Understood.
Gonna leave this in your capable hands then. So this is really happening tomorrow.
I take it you are reluctant to part with it.
Of course I am. The relic has been passed down within my family for secret for 1,000 years. I never dreamed that I would ever let it go. But now that it's come out that it's in my possession, I can put the whole city at risk. So before word spreads too far, I plan to sell it to the highest bidder and invest the money in helping the city prosper.
That's quite magnanimous of you, sir. I promise you my cohort and I will do everything in our power to help you see this through.
Thank you. I feel better knowing you're here. Alright, see you later.
Sieg is still a good boy. How's quite the little ordeal. Something wrong, Master.
Yes, what is this relic?
All will be clear tomorrow, you'll see. Now, let's say we pick up our lecture from where we left off yesterday. I trust you recall the three organizations' different characteristics now?
Very different ways.
Quite right.
Oh, triangle.
Now, let's assume each group pursues the best course of action for them to seize control of the city. Group A, Diarmond, would ideally team up with Izo to take out Young King. Once that's done, he could take his time folding Izo's small organization into his own. But that would not be to Izo's interests. While he may be able to get rid of Young King that way, it would leave him helpless against Diarmond. And that, of course, would all but assure his defeat, as such Izo can never team up with Diarmond. So then you might think Izo could just team up with Young King to take out Diarmond, but there too you would be wrong. After all, they too are now an inextricable part of the city. Then what if Group A, Diarmond teams up with Group B, Young King, to take out Group C, Izo first? Yep, such a team-up would take out Izo easily, but would also lead to a rather messy set of problems. Without enough people working the docks, the city's economy would all but grind to a halt. More than that, neither group truly needs to team up with the other to take Izo down. Both A and B would merely hope their partner ends up bearing the lion's share of the losses in the battle to destroy C. In summary, there is no viable path forward for any group. From an alliance going on the attack, neither of them are feasible options. It's quite the stalemate. And now something new is being added to the mix. I trust I don't need to explain what a Holy Grail War is, do I, Master?
Oh, is that the relic of Holy Grail? It's almost time. Tomorrow there's going to be a battle for control of this case. That's just the way it is. This is to help build a better future. I have to accept that there's going to be sacrifices. It won't be easy, but at this point I see no alternative. We just aren't strong enough to keep this relic safe on our own anymore. Oh, poor Sieg. Poor Sieg. Just keep cool for now. It all comes down to what happens next. We're the ones who'll be taking control of the city. We're not going to let these damned outsiders have so much as a scrap. As soon as their drill's over, we're going to kill every last one of them.
I can hear that sick old man yapping away, so that chivalrous rowdy likes to pick up. If he's gonna shake his cane at us for being outsiders after we've been here 20 years, and we'll just spend 200 years working our way in until we're a goddamn institution. The city wants us to take it over. It's practically begging for us to liven the place up. It all comes down to tomorrow. If the others think they can mess with us, they've got another thing coming.
We live by the sea, we die by the sea. As long as we've got this town by its lifeline, it doesn't matter how few of us there are, we're the strongest of them all. And once this battle's over, we'll be the biggest too. If the losers refuse to get down on their knees and beg for mercy, we'll just kill every last one of them.
Holy Grail. Yes, but this will be something of a miniature version, a kind known as a subspecies Holy Grail War. 3 mages are scheduled to arrive here tomorrow. They will begin by making bids for the relic in question. It holds considerable power, you see.
So of course the mages taking part in this Holy Grail are all wish to secure it for themselves. But the real problem is that each of the 3 warring gangs select a different mage. In other words, whoever wins the subspecies Holy Grail will also have control of the city. Yeah, that's not good. Yikes indeed. Suffice to say, our role here is to keep them all in check so that just to minimize the damage to the city. Or so I gather. And how are we going to do that? We're going to steal this relic first? Good question. We can't count on backup from Chaldea, and you and I have limited options at best. But I can tell from expression on your face that we must find a way no matter what. Very well, but there is little we can do now. At this point, it all comes down to tomorrow. So tomorrow, let's begin by seeing what course of action each group chooses to pursue. Death. Despair. Killing. That seems to be the case. So the Triangle Gang, once again, it's an archer node. This time, though, Mashu will take Under the Knife. And by Mashu, I mean Gil, and Mashu will drop that. Okay. Let's go. Morning. Good morning, Master. Tell me, have you ever considered running a bar or a cafe once you've retired from mastering? I bet you would enjoy it quite a bit if you partnered up with the young Miss Kyrolite. Okay, that... Running a cafe with MASH. That would be very freaking wholesome. Good lord, I want that as an event now. Oh, are we gonna actually... We're actually imagining it. Welcome to Cafe Chaldea. I'm Ash Carlight, your server for today. Please sit back and relax. Alright, I almost forgot. Welcome back, senpai. I like that. I really do like that. Despair, dismay, grief, frustration, misery, all sorts of negative, unpleasant nouns. True enough. All sorts of unpleasant. I kind of want to see what the bar one would be now. Alright, I think that's enough daydreaming. Let's see if the mages have arrived. I'm surprised to see all 3 of them here so early. Perhaps they just couldn't wait any longer. Me and Nash. Are you still wool gathering? Come on, step out of it. Oh yeah, she would totally say that. Good day, everyone. Welcome to my home. Alexander's a mage. Nice location. I'd love to requisition this place, land and all. So you like to waste your time dwelling on trivialities even when we're about to do battle? Go ahead and think about whatever you like. In the end, such thoughts are mere delusions. In a few days, you can waste your time grieving for the treasure you failed to claim. I'm not sure which side to back up here. And here I thought we would be seeing Castor show up to represent these mages. I suppose we can take this as a sign that each of these mages is really quite battle-hungry. True. I was going to ask the same thing, but actually, do we have any battle-hungry caster class mages? Edison? Maybe. Maybe Caskill, I suppose. It depends on your mindset. But I don't think we have any others. I guess technically Giles, but... Allow me to welcome you all once again. I'm honored to have you in my home. But then, I guess there's no need to stand on ceremony, is there? You're all here for something I own. I'm aware of that. You also know that multiple sources are 90% sure it's a genuine article. I expect then that you're all here to verify that last 10% in person. Yeah, pretty much. None of us would be amused if we came all this way only to have it turn out to be a counterfeit. Agreed, I don't want to sound demanding, but I would like to see it for myself. The only you're certain isn't a dick is Alexander. True. He is the one least likely to be it. I don't know enough about Lan Ling. I really don't. At the very least, this is Zerker Vlad and not Lancer Vlad, who is a little bit battle-hungry more so. But you didn't answer, by the way, Destructive. How be things? How be things? Excuse me. Naturally, I wouldn't dream of trying to kill others at this time. And neither would you, Count Vlad, correct? Of course not. No true mage would be so foolish as to throw away their honor here That'd be an act of beasts, not men. I would never do anything to disturb this peace while the item's owner shows us such hospitality. Thank you. Alright then, you may go see it for yourselves. This is the relic that's been passed down in my family for generations. Oh, I was questioning the leaf that stuck to the back. Okay, so Sieg is a descendant of Sieg. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's why they chose Sieg. Oh, you're on break right now. That's pretty cool. March break, I think, is what people I've heard of called it. Or something. But that's good that you're doing good. It's real. It's definitely the genuine article. I may not have been a mage for very long, but I can still recognize the real thing when I see it. Indeed, I can tell this is indeed what our host claims to be with the one mere look at its magnificence. I mean, you know, maybe they're talking Sigurd. Let's be honest. Spring break, actually. See, normally I'm used to spring break being like the week after Easter. Like, it's Easter Sunday, and then that week is usually spring break from what I'm familiar with. So, interesting that it's so early in the year when it's technically not even turned to be spring yet. Now, I've no doubt with this in hand, I would win in subspecies Holy Grail War. I see. So this relic can serve as a catalyst with which to summon a powerful servant. Given that most such artifacts, such as the snakeskin to summon the King of Heroes, the Gordian not to summon the King of Conquerors, have fallen into association hands. This could well be the last of its kind in the entire world. Oh wow, poor Sumanai. For a relic like this, I would gladly take part in Holy Grail War. I honestly don't remember that, though. But I haven't watched Apocrypha for a long time, so that's probably why. But let's see you all understand. I must ask you all pay richly for your chance to own this relic. But I think you'll agree that it's well worth it. As I'm sure you all know, this leaf is a powerful catalyst that can be used to summon the great hero Siegfried. Using this catalyst, your chances of summoning more anyone else are almost negligible. I cannot be divided amongst you, however, as its effective catalyst would be greatly compromised by damage such division would cause. So only one of you may claim this relic. But no one need be hurt to do so. That is certainly not what I want. That is why I will be holding this auction. I have faith that you're all able to and willing to pay for this relic's worth. Very nice. You understand, Master. All of any of them care about is getting a jump on the others. Naturally, they're not afraid to get their hands dirty if it means gaining an edge. Depending on how things go, there may not even be an auction at all. So what should we do then, Moriarty? Should we steal it? An excellent question. None of these mages nor their gangs backing them can afford to let anyone else have this relic. Only one of us, huh? I'd love to resolve this peacefully if I could. As would I, but that is easier said than done. Isn't that right, Count Vlad? Izo? What? I need your entire fortune. The relic there is worth every penny of it. Are you nuts? You want my entire fortune? Just to buy the damn leaf? Silence! I don't mind letting you pretend to run the show in public. But if I fail to acquire that leaf, you will spend the rest of your life paying me back. Ugh. Looks like I've got a real shot at this. So it all comes down to money. Well, these are small timers. They have to be scrounged up every penny they can just have a chance. Normally, a catalyst of this quality would be forever beyond our reach. Only those ranked pride or high would even get to see it. But since the only other mages here have loose ties to the association, this opens a wealth of options. I'll be holding the auction tomorrow. The only ones who are to be allowed to bid are Alexander, Prince of Landling, and Vlad III. No exceptions. If any of them are, you should catch one of this auction under a higher bid than any of yours. You have no plans to alter the arrangement. Perfect. Alright, that's all for today. Please feel free to relax and enjoy yourselves until tomorrow. Of course, you're also free to take this time to put together as much money as you can if you wish. This is just like browsing expensive video game paraphernalia on eBay. I've never done that, actually. The only thing I browse on eBay is how expensive, or how much money people want for a frickin' PS5. Double the market value, like seriously. Mr. Moriarty and Soul, was it? Tomorrow is when our work really begins. I'm counting on you.
Understood.
Great, okay, see you later. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles White GameCube going for 5,000. Damn! That's a lot of money.
Well, we certainly have our work cut out for us, but for now, why don't we focus on the task at hand?
Wyvern Control.
Are you ghosts?
How did you, like, were those limited production, or were they just, like, I mean, they had to have been limited production, but, like, were they also, like, region exclusive somewhere or something? So honestly, I've never heard of that kind of GameCube. Not that I've listened for such thing, but semantics. And this is... yes. Only 100 made for Japan. Damn. Those do be rare suckers then. They do be very rare and very worth it, I imagine. You know, I've always kind of wanted to do, like, collections of, like, rare video game stuff, but, like, it's such an expensive thing to get into, you know? It's too expensive, sadly, for my blood. Good lord, I feel like I'm about to crash at any moment. I'm definitely gonna need to take a nap before I go to bed. Or I'm gonna take a nap before I go to bed. That makes sense. Before I take my test. 150? It's still fairly rare though. 150 is still pretty exclusive. I wonder if they were like for a gosh, if they were like a special event or something. Okay, section 3 will be story only, and then section 4 will have other stuff. And a red Buster code opener. My fleeting fate, Grand Order. I do like this beat. That is a very nice beat. They say good wine makes good blood, but it can also be just as good at making bad blood. How many times have we heard of someone committing an egregious breach of etiquette while under the influence? Oh, I've heard mages have a way of neutralizing alcohol's effects, but I expect that only applies to the dangers of extreme overconsumption. Once they are intoxicated, they are surely just as likely to loosen their lips as anyone else, especially when speaking to ordinary bartenders like us. So why don't we start by bringing Alexander in here, just seeing what we can learn from him. Though I would like to ask that you do the talking if you do not mind. I'll stick to the occasional interjection. I'll give it a shot. There are like 16 variations of them in terms of color. That's pretty cool, actually. And I'm guessing it was all like something to do with a Final Fantasy then. Okie dokie. Sorry, spur of the moment. Moriarty, you're a bit of a nerd, aren't you? Alcohol? I'm not sure I understand. You want me to have a drink now under these circumstances? Well, okay. They have a saying for this in China. You can't catch a tiger cub without going into a tiger's den. In other words, nothing ventured, nothing gained. The other two mages have been mages a lot longer than me. So if I want to get ahead, I've just got to leap in without fear. Besides, I'm sure you do have some useful info of your own. Oh, not all of it had to? Well, I'll just kind of guess, but you know, I am wrong more often than I am right, I feel. Here we go. No sign of magical energy, let alone poison, but I guess that's to be expected. So what do you call this?
This is a dry martini, the king of cocktails. Seeing as how you have an air of royalty about you, I thought it would be fitting.
Huh, never heard of it.
Well, that's because it has yet to be invented.
Oh, Moriarty,
you're going to bring mixology into a new era by introducing some high-level mixology to the late 19th century. By the time the 21st century comes around, you'll have changed the timeline so much that there'll be... Actually, I don't really know how mixology works. I really don't know how mixology works. I know you can get a degree in it from select places, which is a very weird degree, and I kind of wonder how hard it is to get. Hey, that's pretty good. It's okay for you to drink, right? You're saying I look underage. Don't worry, I'm not. I'm just doing what I can to keep the ravages of time at bay. Though, of course, I don't expect any of the other mages would take it easy on me just because I look like a kid. Got a good shot? That's what I came here to find out. Can I get another one of these? Use the information I gave you earlier, Master. So you are a part of Diarmun's organization. So let's see here. Out of all of them, I think Izo's, like, I'm no criminal mastermind or anything myself, but it seems like Yon King and Diarmun's organizations did seem to come to a bit of a peace before Izo started to, you know, shake things up. So I think, realistically enough, if they wanted to return to that peace, they could just work together and get rid of Izo's operation, you know? So yeah, let's focus on Izo a bit here. Now I see, so other groups are dancing around the razor's edge. Well, damn, now what do I do? I originally contacted Guillermo's group because I heard they were the biggest player here. But if they're that closely tied to the city, that's really gonna hold me back. Not to mention that between the three of us mages, my family's got the shortest history. Any problems with that? Mages are all about passing power down through generations. My family's only been in it for 300 years. But those two families have go back 500 and 700 years. That said, my magecraft is pretty well suited to combat, so I could tip the scales in my favor. Well suited, huh? Yep, you know about centaurs, right? The legendary half-human, half-horse creatures? Yep. I'm sure they were incredibly fast, but that's not the only reason they were so strong. No, they were strong because they focused all their attention on pinpoint precision with all their arrows, while running at those incredible speeds. Concentration is key, not in just in magecraft, but everything. If people could concentrate like a centaur, it would improve their abilities tenfold across the board. Hey, Larvitar! Welcome, welcome! Happy things, happy things. If you don't have a lot of magical energy to work with, if you focus, you could squeeze every last drop you have into your magical circuits. I'm doing good, Larvitar. I'm doing good. Just, a little tired. Got a 3-hour math test later today, so I'm probably going to be taking a nap after stream, just so I'm well rested for said test. But, you know, I'm doing pretty okay overall. Those are about 10 of the colors. Black, indigo, silver, orange, starlight, gold for Toys R Us, symphonic green, Hanshin Tigers, which is a baseball team, pearl white for Super Mario Strikers, crystal white for Crystal Chronicles, Pansonic Q, a DVD player GameCube Wombo combo, and Char Aznable's custom game, which is a Gundam Red. Okay, I like the idea of a DVD GameCube Wombo combo. That just sounds like awesome. So like an efficient battery. Battery? Think of it as a kind of energy engine. So you use your body so efficiently that you're able to boost not just combat abilities, but all abilities. Quite the superhuman training regimen. Anyway, you're going to pump those others' mages for information too, right? I sure would appreciate it if you let me in on what you learned too. Sure, I like Diarmun's game. A mage tries his hardest to compensate for being the weakest, That's an admirable attitude with which to go into battle. But it would seem to make him something of a poor ally for Diarmund. I did indeed, Larvitar. I did indeed. It was a little bit of a hassle, mind you, because I originally had purchased it for Steam. However, when the time came to start the stream for Persona 5 Strikers, I found out that I need to read the requirements for systems because I'm running Windows 7 and it required Windows 8. And I could not figure out a workaround, so I had to return the Steam version of Persona 5 Strikers and order a GameStop version of Persona 5 Strikers, which I just got on Monday. So Monday was only the first stream, and as far as how it's going, I just exited the Velvet Room for the first time and saw that EY's shop is closed. And that's kind of where I left off, so you know. But it does seem like it's going to be pretty cool. You know, I'm liking how it's going so far. The combat's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but I should be fine. The Pansonic Q was higher than the price of GameCube and DVD individually. And most of these days... Yeah, that is true. They are mostly junk these days, but it's still a pretty cool collector item, I feel. No tie? Yeah, no tie, no EY. Sojiro's at least there, you know. I'm glad we got Soji, bro. I'm glad we got Sojiro. The boss is there. I kind of am hoping how, Wait, are you saying Sumere's not in Strikers? I mean, I kind of gathered that, but you know... I'm hoping there's going to be at least some reference. Left to its own devices, Alexander would surely do whatever it takes to win. But Diarmid is more concerned with playing by the new rules and winning fairly and honorably. I may not be an issue in the beginning, but in the end, the threat of their methods could very well spell their doom. Now then, why don't we see what the Prince of Lon Ling has to say? It follows from Persona 5, not Royal. Oh, that sucks. So Sumeri is not a part of it. I do have to say, though, that Sophia is definitely Daughteru material. I am drawing some very strong similarities between Sophia and Jack. Like Fate's Jack, you know? I'm definitely, like, she's definitely Daughteru. There's only 11, the rest are just unique faceplates. Ah, interesting. Alcohol, huh? I see nothing to fear. I would have no trouble breaking alcohol down to with one hand tied behind my back, after all. She is. And she's got the right idea. The best way to deal with Alice is to just kill her, you know? Just kill her. It's the best way. And the Phantom Thieves aren't officially back yet, so, you know, we can afford to go all catchy on her. We can totally afford to do that. I'm happy to drink this if it'll help me acquire information. You're 3 jails in. Okay. I'm kind of guessing that it's going to follow the 7 deadly sins theme again, and there's going to be like 7 jails or whatever. Because I'm definitely getting some lust vibes from Alice. But still, that's understandable. Destructive. Mistakes can happen. Coming right up, sir. Here's your cocktail. It's called a Silver Bullet. Silver Bullet. Indeed, that is what you use when slaying monsters, is it not? So a good luck charm, is it? Well, I suppose I'll need all the help I can get. Alexander I can handle, but Vlad is a formidable opponent. They're very different from palaces from what you've seen so far. Further into jail? Okay, that's good. Different is good. I do like the graphical enhancements, you know? But again, the battle system is just going to take a little bit of getting used to, I fear. I can't just spam the buttons like I did with Extella. Just spam buttons, and then when Noble Phantasm is ready, press buttons and kill. What if you and Alexander teamed up, though? That's a good idea. I'm sure Alexander would also prefer to go up against me rather than Vlad. I don't think Young King would go for that. But again, I suppose if I want to know, I'll have to ask. And he does need to understand that Vlad the Third is our greatest threat. What's he like as a mage? Well, the rumor is he uses blood as a catalyst for his magecraft. But that's true, and I do know that both his magical crafts and circuits are stellar. His magecraft may not be focused on combat, but I doubt he'll have any trouble keeping up. As for Alexander, oh ho, imitating the centaurs. If that's true, it would seem to have a very near applications, but I suppose it would be rather difficult to predict. Thank you for the drink, it was delicious. I think I'll go to see if Alexander will be amenable to working together. What's my magecraft life? How so do you think I would tell you that? The very basis for magecraft is secrecy. That is as true today as it was in ancient times. That said, it would not be difficult to figure out if you know explain my magical lineage. I hope tomorrow's auction will go smoothly,
for all of our sakes. Yeah, I never really got used to Extella's, combat system, you know? It's just such a departure. Maybe it's just because I'm not really one for action games, you know? I'm more of an RPG type of gamer, which is a little bit of a different departure from it. I suppose I did get used to Extella in the end, but again, for me it was just spam attacks, you know? So, I suppose I'll find out as things go deeper. The different personas will probably add a nice mix to things, though. Sure, as long as it's not a spoiler. Although, if it's don't use Sophia, I am planning on, since she is a new character, using Sophia in my party for most of the game. I'm not sure on who else is going to be in, though, so... Alright, that slaves can't collide, though who knows if it'll actually come. I have come. You have? How in the world did you convince him? It's simple, bartender. Your pupil there was unfalteringly polite when he expressed his wish to entertain me. It was clear that he meant every word. I intuited no sign of malice whatsoever. And so it is only proper that I accept his invitation, lest it reflect poorly on me as a mage. Now come and celebrate my victory, bartender. Faith plays for the Resident Evil 4, Metal Gear Solid, Metroid Prime, Donkey Kong, Pokemon Coliseum. Oh, Pokemon Coliseum was a game, as was XD. Metabots. Oh, I haven't heard Metabots in a while. Jeez, Metabots. Damn, that's an old hat. Good gracious. Jeez, do they even make anything with Metabots anymore? I remember that from my childhood. Damn, I'm old. Do you use Sophia? She's still very fun to use, but hard to get used to. I imagine that you can. I have thought that you might be able to switch characters around. I just don't think it's that mechanic has been introduced. And the symbol corresponds to a combo attack move from what you've figured out. What symbol do you mean? May I suggest a Bloody Mary? You may. I know nothing of alcohol and its intricacies in any case. You didn't know what Metabots were until you looked up the GameCube variations. Pyro Jag will have a fire symbol. Arsene will have curse, etc. Ah, okay, gotcha. Okay, I understand what you mean now. I understand now. Interesting. Thank you, Larvitar. Thank you. But, yeah, Metabots, it was a very niche thing, and even then, I don't remember following it too much. But I do remember seeing it a lot when I was younger. It was just never my thing. I think that was about the same time. I think Metabots was about the same time as Beyblades. And I think I leaned more into the Beyblade era of things than Metabots. I see, so that bastard Prince of Lawling told you about my magecraft, did he? Even if he did avoid going into detail, I can't say I enjoy having someone else share my secrets. Not to mention, it seems a tad unfair that he insists on keeping his own magecraft a secret. So go ahead and tell Alexander this. Prince of Lawling's magecraft is based on beauty. He uses curses to entrance his targets and bring about their downfall. However, while that may work on ordinary men, it will have no effect on me. If anything, it's Alexander who may hope to stand against me. All that remains is to see how much money Izo is able and willing to pony up. But these men are no fools. They are willing to make great sacrifices if it means gaining control of this city. I still don't know much about alcohol. Do you like this brilliant red color? Once I've obtained the kettles for myself, I think I'll celebrate with another of these Bloody Marys. Feel disappointed in the Velvet Room? I don't know, I think it's kind of interesting, you know? Being able to use persona points to level up your personas. I must admit, I don't like that the catalog is much more restrictive. Like, oh, the fusion aspect of it. I haven't done but the initial fusion, so I don't really know if it's changed at all. But I'm guessing it has, given your disappointment. Though he seems not as much guarded as oblivious. Yeah, he definitely seems a bit oblivious there. Alright, now that we've got more information to work with, let's see if we can't make some sense of it. First of all, while these mages share a name, body, and personality with the servants they appear to be, they are not actually those servants. I trust you already understand that. Vlad likes Bloody Marys for their color. I mean, you know, it makes sense. Taste-wise, they're just vodka and tomatoes. You know, maybe Maybe he likes tomatoes. Well, no, he likes it for the color, you know? But, I actually didn't know that about Bloody Marys. I know very little of alcohol. Despite being 27 years old, I have not had even a sip of beer. The most alcoholic thing I have drank is church wine. Yeah. I mean, I just never had any reason to drink, you know? Especially nowadays with COVID and everything, I haven't even had any excuses to go to a bar. Even though I have heard that a bar is the best place to meet girls, you know, so maybe eventually, but I also want to get in better shape first. Personal problems. But yeah, never had alcohol. The Vlad III we spoke to may sound the same as the one we know, but in reality he may speak completely differently, even boorishly. For that matter, Prince of Lodling may not even be from China. But we perceive them as servants we know, and thus hear their words that match their perception. The same thing happens whenever we speak to them. Before our words can reach their brains, they are processed to fall in line with their perceptions. That is why we can address this ordinary mage and Vlad III without causing problems. I wouldn't say you're missing too much, but you enjoy it. You're partial to fruity cider. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not even sure what kind of drink, if I did drink, I would enjoy. Like, maybe something strawberry and banana? Maybe? Because, I mean, I'm not even really partial to fruit that much. Like, apple juice is okay. But, like, strawberry and banana yogurt and stuff, I suppose that is a little bit more to my tastes. Maybe chocolate. I know that there is alcoholic chocolates, but I'm just not sure. Because I'm a big fan of chocolate. Ooh, chocolate's excellent. Sounds like an excuse for laziness so they don't have to design new characters. True. Destructive, very true. Laziness indeed. If you think that's confusing, wait till you hear this next part. Since each of these three gangs are working with one of the mages, you might think there are only 3 factions at play here. But actually, there are 6. Each faction is trying to obtain power and treasure to realize their own ambitions. And we are gonna swoop in and take it all for ourselves. Mine, you are just as cunning devil after my own heart, master, but no. As our exact plan of action, I think that can wait until tomorrow. Aw? We're not gonna pull off the heist of the century? Darn. If I run the situation correctly, something will happen at the auction. For the time being, we had best take the opportunity to rest while we can to prepare for tomorrow. Well, good night. Can't sleep. Can't get that fantasy of running a cafe with Mashu out of my head. I do want to go back and play the bar one, though, as well. Oh, up already? It's not even daybreak yet. Just can't fall asleep. I see. In that case, perhaps it would help if I told you a story from my own admittedly checkered past. Sure. Moriarty probably... Honestly, I feel like Moriarty would be an excellent storyteller. In truth, much of my life was actually quite dull. I'm just doing my generic old person voice, but I don't really know if I sound like when I speak like this, if there's any discernible, like, tone in my voice. I don't at all. There's, like, no... I mean, like, I'm not going for Britishness, because I know I cannot pull off a British accent. I'm trying to go for the old person voice, you know? Just because he's got that distinguished gentleman look, you know? What's that? Is it because I'm a fictional character? I'm not so sure. Am I a fictional character? Or did James Moriarty truly exist at some point? I think that, given what we know from, I think it was, I want to say it was Sherlock's trial quest. I think both Holmes and Moriarty did actually exist in the Fate world, which is pretty cool. Did the events that make up my past truly happen? At this point, that is really not so important as a distinction as you might think. All that really matters is I'm here now. My childhood memories are all rather hazy. I mean, yes, the Throne of Heroes does confirm the multiverse. However, the Fate version of the multiverse is also very restrictive thanks to the theoretical pruning phenomenon, which makes it so that anything too far from humanity is pruned and does not continue, aka the Lost Belts. So, while there can be some variation in, like, how history goes, not everything can change. Plus, there are the breakpoints, which we learn about in Excella, which are points in time that always happen. I'm pretty sure Camelot is one of those breakpoints, where the fall of Camelot is something that will always happen. The circumstances may be different, but Camelot will always fall. That is one of the breakpoints. That is something I remember from Excella. So while there can be some variations, you know, not everything can happen. And I mean, like, I don't know. Like, it's very easy to see a parallel world where Moriarty was born, you know? Just the right time, the right people at the right time and all that. But, I don't know. I personally subscribe to the idea that Moriarty and Holmes did exist in the, base FGO timeline, you know? Mainly because, like, part of me just kind of questions Holmes, you know? Because really thinking about it, like, he was introduced all the way back in the incineration of humanity. He was in the singularity that was probably the second oddest of them all, since it had the Lion King intervening in it. So, I'm not sure. Holmes is a bit of an enigma, because he was at the Atlas Institute as well. And that's just, I don't know. Part of me is kind of wondering if maybe Holmes never truly died, perhaps? And the incineration he just used as an excuse to maybe take a servant facade? Maybe? I don't know, because I mean, also, I feel like the Atlas Institute wouldn't just be open to anybody to get their information from them. Like, surely there was some security restrictions, but there has to be more. So, I'm just really wondering. Holmes is an enigma. And I feel like, honestly, I feel like Moriarty is a little bit, like, he's not had too much. But Moriarty has had more, like, personal interaction with us than Holmes. The Kogetsuken event is an excellent point. Holmes is telling us to get over the events that happened at the Kogetsuken, that they were a dream that were not our own. While Moriarty is telling told Holmes to have a heart, that we experience these things, you know? I feel like Moriarty relates with the Master more on a personal level than Holmes does. That's just my opinion, you know? My childhood memories are all rather hazy. There's only one thing that I can remember for them: equations. I remember their cleanliness, their beauty inherent in their structure, how gentle they could be, and how terrifying. It is thanks to equations that one can determine precisely where a ball will land once thrown. Good lord, that was on one of my homework tests. That was on one of my homework problems. Good lord. Moriarty, please, summon yourself right behind me and take this math test I've got coming up for me, man. I think back when I was just a boy, I would often ponder why no one else seemed to realize their appeal. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like math, but just, like, some parts of it, it's just, like, so tedious, seeing the same question so many times, but with just, like, the smallest changes in the thing. And then the fact that it's an online math program, and if you don't enter the answer in exactly properly, it's gonna mark, oh, you got that wrong. You typed in 0.145963, and we wanted you to round to the nearest 10th. Or, no, wait, you put in 0.01, and we wanted you to round to the nearest 100th, but the right answer is 0.02, because the full typing out of it is 0.014639 whatever.
sort of thing, where if you round it down enough... But my calculator doesn't round out all those numbers. It's like, good lord, make it less specific. And even the slightest typo, because the way I've got my desk, I can't actually see my hands when I'm typing things. So occasionally my finger will accidentally brush over the enter button before I'm done, and it's just like so annoying. Ranting. That's me.
The dynamics of an asteroid. But it never saw the light of day, thanks to the mathematicians who saw it buried before it took off. But honestly, I can't say I was surprised. I knew all too well how petty and guarded people could be. All the more so once they realized the terrifying implications of my book. Still, despite my lack of surprise, I was at a loss as to how to respond. How then was I to verify that equation therein? I remember cocking my head thinking to myself, now what am I going to do? I didn't want to go my whole life without ever knowing if that equation was correct or not. This may sound like even a petulant child, but I simply did not like that idea, not one bit. I was sure I could prove my equation was correct. I had to prove it was correct. So I decided to turn evil. And, I suppose I cannot possibly expect you to understand that part, no. I wanted to prove beyond all doubt how beautiful and terrifying my equation was. So I swore I would do whatever it I must to make that happen and eliminate anyone who stood in my way. From there, I devoted myself solely to calculating one thing. How could I go about proving this equation to the world at large? And thus the conclusion I reached was I must turn to evil. As an evil man, I would use this equation to wreak destruction upon the world. My next step was to form an organization. I mixed intricate schemes into that evil that typically tended to more straightforward simplicity. I just heard a ding ding ding. What was the ding ding ding? What was the ding ding ding? I heard a ding ding ding. Ah, it's Alphabet hosting. Thank you, Alphabet. No cheating on my tests. You know, maybe if I just have Moriarty standing beside me and just, you know, him tutting when I start typing in the wrong thing, it's like, okay, so it's not that. Change it. How about this? And he sort of gives that, that satisfying, of approval. T equals SQRT, parentheses, H over 1/2 of G. Cheating jail, then distance equals velocity times sign. Cheating jail, no! Mirror Force! You're going to cheating jail now, Wobbuffet! I provided wisdom and intelligence to evil that typically resorted to brute strength and violence. I piled up evil deeds upon evil deeds until one day, that accursed detective brought me to justice. A fair point. From my perspective, I thought I was just advising everyone take notice of me. Once they started calling me genius, scum, morally bankrupt, monster, and the Napoleon of crime. Well, I suppose I let all of that go to my head. Well, you activated my trap card, Red Reboot. Red Reboot negates the trap you just activated and lets you set another trap from your deck to the side of the field. However, you can't activate traps for the remainder of your turn. Screw you, I win. The best of traps. But regardless, even with all that said, I don't regret my decision to turn to a life of evil. There is one, no, two reasons for that. I enjoyed myself immensely. Yes, I admit I truly am morally bankrupt. But in spite of all that, or perhaps because of it, I can say without a doubt that I've enjoyed their lives so thoroughly as mine. Screw the rules, I have money, indeed. That's if you're throwing a ball horizontally off of a cliff. Oh yeah, and nobody can throw perfectly horizontally. Oh, you fool, Wobbuffet, you just activated my quick play spell card, Super Polymerization. You cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. I've used your Gandora, the Dragon of Destruction, with my Red Eyes Black Dragon in hand to summon Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, who consequently destroys all monsters on your side of the field and gains their attack points for the remainder of the turn. Or is it grand fun to see people playing into my hands, even more fun to see them falling into my traps? Watching them stumble off of a cliff, or trip on a pebble, or have a vase crashing down on them were some of my greatest moments of hilarity I ever witnessed. Talk about chaotic evil. Indeed. Of course, it isn't as though I was riding high for the rest of my life. I met my end tumbling down the Richardson Block Falls. It was a miserable end, but probably befitting a criminal like myself, and to make matters worse, the men I tried to drag him down with me ended up surviving. I remember how ashy grey the sky turned that day, at the time when it was neither morning nor evening. All the ice-cold water seemed to scream like machine gun fire. It's quite strange, really. Why in the world did I challenge him to a fist fight? If I'm merely fictional, then I'm sure I did so purely to satisfy the manners of the plot. But if I actually exist, then I think I understand. I must have wanted to show him what a villain like me is truly made of. And you know what they say? There's no easier way to get the idea of your enemy than to get into an actual fisticuffs fight with them. That is the best way to measure somebody's chutzpah. That's why in Naruto, it's always Naruto fights with somebody, and then he uses talk no jutsu on them. He has to get into an actual fight before he can know it'll succeed. Alright, back to bed with you. Surely bored enough now to drift right off. Yeah, what's the second reason you don't regret your choice? Oh, come now. Do I really have to spell it out? Because if it wasn't for my life of crime, I would have never gotten to meet you. Ha! Now don't go bashful. Even a gentleman like me are times prone to sentiment. Alright, that's quite enough. Off to bed with you. Good night. He's just like an old man. Oh, wow. I thought I had another section I could do. I thought I would be able to unlock section 3 here. I guess 310. Okay, I misread that as 328. So, okay. Here's something about Moriarty. He is a crime boss, indeed. Okay, so I guess we're going to do the free quests here. So this one is the bronze currency. And just the bronze ones. And there's enough of them. I'm going to go maximum break only. Well, you know, I kind of feel like, yes, there is the chance that he could have lied about everything. But what purpose would lying accomplish, you know? I kind of feel like Moriarty's overall goal is to get one up on Holmes. And what better way to get one up on Holmes is to convert us to his side. And while he could theoretically do so with lies and deceit, it would be much better to romanticize, I suppose, the life of crime that he once lived, in order to, you know, draw us to him. Also, I'm trying to see if any of you three currently have any servants available to use, so I can use them instead of a rando servants. British people do not need reason. I mean, I don't know any British people except for you, I suppose, Larvitar. Wait. So you're a Larvitar that was born in Britain, and you still consider yourself British? I turned off the max limit broken filter. Because for some reason, nobody has any of the 3-star CEs max limit broken. Which is just weird. It's just weird. Phoenix. Not even Lily, who is somebody I made a friend before this, before I started streaming FGO, who always tends to have a lot of good CEs. Max Limit Broken doesn't have it. There's Shu. You know, Shusaiku's... Oh, wait, I found a Max Limit Broken one. I'm gonna take that than anybody else, so... Sorry.
Alright, so you can go all the way back in the Black Vlad. Myers-Briggs, gosh. I haven't taken it in a while. The last time I took it was towards the end of my high school life. Myers-Briggs personality. Yes, so when I took it, I was INTP. If my memory serves properly. Yeah, INTP was my personality back in high school. The Myers-Briggs is a personality test. It can place you into one of 16 different personality types based on a series of questions that you take. Each personality type has 4 letters that represent different things. For example, mine, when I took it, was INTP, which stands for Introverted, Intuitive, Thinking, and Prospecting. A quote from Albert Einstein: "Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning." We want assassins. We want archers. We want casters. Good gracious. You know, let's just go pure bro squad here. Pure bros. So let us get Caskill. Then that's not Merlin. Merlin, Waver. And then let's go some of those guys that aren't yet Bond 5. Yeah, at the bottom. And then throw on one of the bronze CEs. Caskill. Hey, Elite Spartan! Welcome, welcome, Hobby Things. People usually type villainous masterminds as INTJs without thinking about it. True. And that is something and now that you mention it, I do kind of wonder, like, how most Fate Servants would score on the Myers-Briggs personality test. I'm doing pretty okay. I've got a math test later, but, you know, I can't really do anything about that. Also, I think Gil would appreciate royal icing, so that's why he's getting royal icing. I think all versions of Gil would appreciate royal icing. And then throw upon you, Waver, fragment of 2030 that I probably passed. It has a mon called Grudico. Grudico, huh? I wonder where they got that inspiration from. What Pokemon fan game? But, Elite, are you planning on rolling for anybody anytime soon? I feel like I asked this to people that haven't been here for a while. Anytime that they are in the stream, but, you know. Xenoverse? Oh, I have heard of Pokemon Xenoverse. I have heard of Pokemon Xenoverse. I think I've seen some, like, recommendations for it, but, yeah. I did see that you were seeing... The title kind of cut off, and I did see, Larvitar, earlier that you were streaming something called Xeno, and I was thinking... I saw Xeno and then, like, S, I think, and I was like, oh, is he playing the Xenosaga series? That's pretty cool. Not that I played them, I played Xenoblade Chronicles too, but, gotcha. You sometimes get INTP, but you don't, not usually because you don't do it for decision making. I mean, I like to think I think through my decisions fairly often. You're going to be rolling for Kama. Same here, Spartan. Same here. Kama rolls will be happening very much later. And that's going to be fun. I'm only going to have 300 quartz for her. And I hope, beyond hopes, that Kama comes home. Because, you know, I don't know why. Actually, wait, no, I do know why I want Kama. I remember now. It took me a while. It took the CCC event happening again, but I finally remember what my motivations for going for Kama originally are. And that's because she is the opposite of she who shall not be named. That is why I want Kama so bad. Because she is she who must not be named's opposite. That's right. I remember now. My hatred of she who shall not be named is so great that it will make me roll for servants just for the chance to spite her. Speaking of which, the challenging videos versus she who shall not be named will be going up soon. I know today I uploaded my King Protea challenge quest, which was fun. That one was fairly interesting. It took some time to figure out a proper way, but it was doable. Tomorrow, I should be uploading both of my MASH attempts, or my MASH challenges, versus She Who Must Not Be Named. Yeah, tomorrow should be the MASH ones, and then Friday we'll end the CCC with my Melt one. Sadly, no matter how many times I tried, I just could not get a 0 KP down. So I had to do just a Death Whip only. It's so sad. I'm so ashamed that I could not pull off a Melt only on the, oh, that's why I had another filter on. I'm so ashamed I couldn't pull off a Melt solo. Not really so. I guess a Melt only 0 KP. I know it's possible, but I don't think I have the right servants. I just don't have that buff removal resistance, unfortunately. More like Kiara's other half. I mean, you know, again, I'm gonna have to... I suppose waiting for the event probably would be the wise thing to do to get an idea of her personality, I suppose. But, you know, maybe it will be another Melt situation. Like, originally, I had little to no information about Melt before I rolled her. All I knew was that she was an alter ego, which was the new class type out at the time, and, you know, she seemed pretty powerful, so I wanted to have Melt because she was pretty powerful. It wasn't until after the event, after I had gotten her at NP1 and slightly went over my budget for her, that I realized how awesome Melt is and how she pretty much has enough heroine points. Heroine, not heroine. Heroine. That's a very easy word to get mixed up. That if MASH weren't a character, you know, I could definitely see Melt as being, like, a main character. You know? Welcome back, Spartan, welcome back. I'm just ranting about how... while I might be going for Kama pretty decently hard, and while I do hate She Who Shall Not Be Named, and I'm only rolling for Kama for a specific purpose, maybe the event that features Kama will make me more amicable to Kama. So this is Riders Central. Support Merlin can go in the back. So Riders. You know what? King Hassan, you haven't had much time to shine recently. Let's have you join in on the fun. And then it'll be Merlin Waver because standard setup. And then the low bond boys. Sieg. And Darius. Why not? Why not? Why not? Gosh. I really need to sort this out. Because he's also level 0. Or he's level 1 as well. I didn't get Herc until... okay, give me just a moment and I can tell you when I got Herc. Let me get this team set up here first. Okay, this will do for now. I'll probably throw that. But, so if I go to Spirit Origin list, default, filter by acquisition. Filter out the XP and the foes. There we go. So Herc. Herc the Zerk visited me he visited me the same day I got MHXA and Enkidu. So I got 2 real good servants the day I got Herc to start with. But then, before Herc, I had King Hassan, I had Waver, I had Vlad, who was already leveled up at that point. So, you know, at the time, I just didn't really have a need for Herc. I had Kintoki. True, that is 2 years ago. But to be fair, to be absolutely fair, ever since I implemented my little rank up system, he is up there. He is 1, 2, 3, he's 4 from the top, you know, because right now, you guys are deciding on how often I rank up my servants, or what order my servants get ranked up in, yep. And right now, it's Mary Reed that's at the top of that list, you know. So, to be fair, you guys have not pushed for Herc to be leveled up yet. Steno wasn't put in the chorus. You won't getting leveled until somebody pays. Aw, Steno spooked you that bad. Either 1 billion channel points, which is impossible. True. Well, here's the thing. Very technically, or 500 pounds that needs to be in GBP. I'm guessing that stands for your currency. But, so technically, on my on my stream manager, it says I have infinite channel points. So, I could theoretically, in my stream manager, yeah, I know. In my case, you just try to get them ready immediately after getting the servant so I'm not screwed in anything. I mean, that is fair. I mean, to be completely fair, like, my method is somewhat self-destructive. Like, I'm more of a save and get it all on one servant sort of person. Or at least I was, I suppose. Like, I was also very much only the shiny servants get leveled up, since it wasn't until I started streaming that I actually leveled up Arash at all. You know? So, it wasn't until, like, I've been playing Fate for a good couple of years that Arash got leveled up even 1 level. And that's because I was told how good Arash is farming, you know? Go Gramps, go Gramps, go Gramps, go Gramps. Gotta love the Dokoda that's about to snap down. That's 1 plus 1 to Herc. I do have it limited to 3 times a stream. By the way, Larvitar, if you want to. Oh, I didn't inflict death. You're poor. Only 24 points. Oof. I mean, to be fair, I do oftentimes stream while you're streaming, so, you know, it's not too surprising you don't have that many channel points. To be fair, that is true. And then we have the gold primary dropper. This is Lancers. Hey, Larvitar! Look at the looky. Go Wayne. I mean, still, that's one higher NP Gawain than I... That's two higher, my bad, NP Gawain than I have. I have NP 0 Gawain, because Gawain did not visit me. Even though I kind of did want him, you know? I do like Gawain. Gawain and Tristan. It took the rerun of the event to realize that I do kind of like them. Gawain is an absolute Chad, and he's a sun bro, so you know, you can't go wrong with being a sun bro. But then Tristan, I kind of forgot that he sees Isolde and Melt, you know? I kind of forgot about that. Which just begs the question. I know that JP is going to Camelot with their next Lost Belt. So what are the odds that we're going to get a Melt, another version of Melt in there as Isolde? I mean, it's probably going to be Sakura more likely than not, but I can hope. There should be 4, I think, versions of Melt, technically. I think all of the Sakura... I think everybody... I think all the Sakura 5... I think they technically should have 4 possible forms. Just because they're base forms, and then their various goddess taking priority. You know? Like, Summer Melt, or Mysterious Alter Ego Lambda, is when Leviathan comes to the front of the order. So I'm guessing that when Artemis shows to the front, Melt becomes an archer, which I'm not really sure how that will work. You know, Tristan's bad at damage dealing. Yeah, Tristan's more for flavor, you know. But yeah, like, Lancer Melt is Leviathan at the front. So that would mean that Artemis at the front would probably be Archer Melt, which, you know, maybe she just turns her legs into a railgun. That'd be pretty cool. I'm not sure. I don't know too much about Indian mythology to know much about Sarsavati. So, you know, there is that. But then the other Sakura 5, Protea is Tiamat. I think Arsavati is the name of the Indian or Hindu elephant god that makes up part of her. And I can't remember the third one. I do not recall the third divinity that makes up King Protea. But I can probably switch. Check. Boop. Good gracious, I got the ons. Titania. Oh, Titania. I don't know who Titania is off the top of my head. Okay, what can Gawain's skills do? Does he have the strengthening for Sunny Day? Gawain does not have Sunny Day yet. Titania is part of the Fae. Okay. I wonder why she's put into King Protea then. I mean, I don't really get any Fae vibes from King Protea, you know? The Queen of the Fairies. But I wish I had gotten Protea. I really do. She is a great Dotru that needs head pats. Protea is a good Dotru that deserves the head pats. Also, I'm not sure if I would keep her in her second ascension for her Kermit-like hands, because that's kind of adorable. That her hands just look like Kermit the Frog's mouth being opened as a hand puppet sort of thing. Or in the final ascension, where she's got the Tiamat horns on full display. Or the first ascension where she's in her most modest form because... Good lord, Protea. She's not... I can't even say Protea's part of the Give Pants Club. Big Dotteroo indeed. Alright, and then this one is the bronze node. So we only have bronze and silver nodes available to us as far as great farming. Oh wait, does she have different lines depending on her ascension as well? I didn't know that. I did not realize Protea had different lines depending on her ascension. That's pretty cool. I wouldn't know though, because she never came home! In fact, when is her next raid up, actually? Protea. So, she'll be in the Lucky Bag campaigns. The next two Lucky Bag campaigns will have Protea featured. I just don't recall, like, what those campaigns consist of. Phoenix. Oh, okay, there's somebody with max on the rope, because I gotta go for those. Back to the bronze squad. I don't have any male foreigners. Voyager is not here yet. Sadly, Voyager is not yet here, so we'll just keep Caskill on. Because it's cool. I have the wrong Mr. Code on, though, but that's not bad. So the Lucky Bag summoning is the group one this summer. So it's not so much rolling for alter egos, it's rolling for Rider, Caster, Assassin, Berserker, and alter egos, or rolling for Saber, Archer, Lancer, Ruler, Avenger, Mooncancer, and Foreigners. The next Lucky Bag should be the Anniversary Lucky Bag, where it's divided into two groups. The first group is the 3 Knight classes, Rulers, Avengers, Mooncancers, and Foreigners. The second group is... Yes, I do. And this is based off the JP schedule thing, so... And the second group is the 4 Cavalries with the Alter Egos. Which... Both of them have 25 servants in their pool. So, you know, odds are not really too different for anybody. I'm just not sure. I might as well start looking now, I suppose. So, amongst the... What? Oh, no. Is Jarcher before this banner? Give me a moment here. That banner was August 4th, 2019 in JP. The summer rerun, this year's summer rerun should be... If it stops. Yes, Jarcher's banner should be a good month before... Well, half a month before that banner. Yep, Jarcher should be half a month before, and then the Las Vegas official bout is shortly after it. Umu Bride with Jarcher this year. I don't think they share a banner. I can't see why they would share a banner. Umu Bride doesn't have any part to play in summer, but Umu Bride, I believe, has a rate up on the festival this year. I believe Umu Bride has a rate up in Ishtar Fest this year. So Battle in New York, 2019. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Intro banner. No, maybe she doesn't. No? Okay, never mind. Umu Bride does not have a raid up. It is just Gil, Gorgon, and Jaguar. Which is pretty cool. Gil, kill. So I'm gonna go through this. So I've got Frodo, I've got Okita, I've got... Umu Bride at all. Give me 20 seconds while I do a quick check here. And actually, you do bring up a good point, Destructive. This banner won't occur in August for us. It'll occur in June. Because that's when our anniversary is. I completely forgot about that. Thank you for pointing that out, Destructive. Okay, so it looks like the next Umu... They might have to move things around, because I do see that there is a Lost Belt 4 Servant on there. One that did kind of get spoiled to me. So there is a Lost Belt 4 Servant, so they might have to move some stuff around, but... Okay, it looks like it will not be until this year... Wait. Okay. So, take Grand Order fast. 2019. So Nero Bride is that one. So it should be the 17 Millions download campaign that should have Nero Bride. Yeah. So around the same time as this, there will be a download campaign featuring Nero Bride, Larvitar. Yeah. Around this time, there should be a download campaign featuring Bride Nero. From what I'm seeing here. Yep. And then, however... Okay, another thing though, Larvitar. Another thing is that it's a while away. If Jarcher was before the banner, you could pull for Jarcher and then decide if you're pulling on this banner based on Jarcher results. So you're at a conundrum, you're at an impasse of a conundrum. I'm gonna do this note here real quick. But yeah, it does also, however, Larvitar, look like the New Year campaign. So like, beginning of 2022... The lucky bag will be class restricted. It'll be a class restricted banner here. With the archers... The archer only has 6 servants on it. So the archer... So New Year's of 2022 has only 6 Archer class servants on the banner. Also, I have the complete wrong servants for this, don't I? It only has Squirtoria, Ishtar, Gil, Jarcher, Moriarty, and the Chad Orion. Those are the only ones on the Archer banner for 2022. I do have the complete wrong class for this. I'm gonna just withdraw. The Lancer banner has the most exclusivity of them all, with only Aresh, Skaha, Bryn, and Summertama. That actually makes me wonder who I'm going to... Oh, J6 is on here. Sure. Okay, so King Hassan, you had some time. Let's go to a Rider now. You know what? Rider Toki. Actually, you know what? Iskandar. He deserves some time to be used. Let's see here. So I've got him, got her, got him, okay, got. See, now you've got me trying to decide which banner I'm gonna roll on for over the summer's yes. This should be the 2022 New Year campaign banner. And from what I understand, the class-restricted one does pretty much give you guarantees that you'll summon any like lower star servants of that one, which is why some people, if they want Celeri, go on the extra one, since you can get Avengers from it. Focus down this one. 6 from either side. Ooh, that is a rough choice, man. You'll figure it out, Larvitar. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Ooh. Pardon my yawn. But yeah, I'm sort of at the same thing with that. Like, is Chaldea dead yet? No, it is not, J6. No, it is not. Like, looking at that banner, there's so many servants I want on both sides of it that I really can't decide. I suppose it might come down to whether or not I get Kama or Avenger Nobu. Can you burn it down yet? Nope. No burning down Chaldea. In fact, I don't think you can, J6, since technically Chaldea has become a giant toxic. You know. I'm pretty sure all of Chaldea has been filled with ice via Anastasia. Alright, Iskandar. Trample them. One from Lance, one from Saber, one from Archer, no Rider, 2 Caster, 4 Assassins, 2 Zerger, 1 Avenger Ruler, 2 from Alter Ego Moon Cancer. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I've ever experienced Iskandar's Noble Phantasm. Oh, Larvitar. Okay. Things have gotten mixed up. You've been saying Umu Bride when you mean Swimsuit Umu, haven't you? You've been meaning Summer Umu, not Saber Umu, which is Bride Umu. Okay. There was a little bit of confusion there on my end. Okay, so looking at it that way, Umu Bride does not... Just helping Larvitar decide how he's gonna roll in the future, but... So, Bride Umu is not the download campaign. Or, Swimsuit Umu is not the download campaign. That is proper Bride Umu on the download campaign. So... That's a little bit of confusion cleared up on my end now. There was a little bit there, but now it is all cleared up. So, if you're looking for that one... Yeah. Okay. Still the same things apply as far as summoning restrictions, so... Alright. However... You're not the only one that's tired, Larvitar, for I, too, am tired. However, I have a test. A 3-hour-long test that I need to take today. So, before I take the test, I am going to take a nap. And it makes sense because I am pretty much at the cut time for this stream. So I do think that I will call today's Fate stream here. Friday, we will be back with more Fate as we continue. That's fine, Larvitar. That is perfectly fine. I will not forget. I plan on setting an alarm on this frickin' phone to make sure that I wake up. Because I also am fairly hungry, so I'm probably going to snack on something before I nap too. But like I said, I'm calling this one here. I am so happy you all came out to enjoy this stream with me. I hope you enjoyed me rambling on about various topics. If you do want to see the result, I will set multiple alarms. But if you do want to see the result of my various challenges of the CCC event, which included the following: the King Protea challenge, the Melt Death Whip challenge, Mash versus She Who Must Not Be Named solo, and Orchnax Mash versus She Who Shall Not Be Named solo, then check out my YouTube channel. Right now, only the King Protea one is up, but the rest will be getting uploaded over the next 2 days. But yeah, that's the last bit of shameless plugging I'm going to do. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody. I do believe I am, Larvitar. I do believe I am. I will make an effort to do so. But there's my YouTube channel there. But once again, thanks for coming out. Have a fantastic night, everybody.